All right, in problem number 1 here, they're asking us to find the slope of the line, state if the line is increasing or decreasing. Now, you could find the ordered pairs for those 2 points they have marked and do your slope formula, but we could also just use the graph. If it's graphed, I can do my rise over my run. It went down 2 and to the right 3. So my slope here is -2/3. And we know if one of the numbers is negative, the entire slope is negative. So -2/3 would be my slope. And then they ask me, is this line increasing or decreasing? It's decreasing. It's going down. It has a negative slope, so it is decreasing. Increasing means we have a positive slope. Decreasing means we have a negative slope. Problem number 3, now they're giving us 2 pairs of points and asking us to find the slope of the line. Again, the slope formula, and again, if it were me and I'm having trouble remembering this formula, I would write it on the index card that I'm going to use for my straight edge. Because what we want is m equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So again, if you wanted to write that on your index card, you can. You just can't have any actual examples on the index card, and I will be looking at the index cards tomorrow. So when I look at my ordered pairs, the first ordered pair I label as x1, y1. The second is x2, y2. And then I'm just substituting into my slope formula. So I get m equals -5 minus a -4 divided by 10 minus a -13. I have double negatives in both the numerator and denominator, so those end up being positives. So -5 plus 4 is -1. 10 plus 13 is 23. So the slope here is -1/23. All right, in 2002, there were 164 seniors in the graduating class. In 2017, there were 185. What is the rate of change from 2002 to 2017? Well, we can think of this, we can make a small XY chart. In 2002, there were 164 seniors. In 2017, there were 185. Rate of change, again, is like slope. It's my difference in y divided by my difference in x. So here my slope would be, bless you, 185 minus 164 divided by 2017 minus 2002. What is 185 minus 164? 21 and 2017 minus 2002. 15. Now 21 and 15 are both divisible by 3. So this would be 7/5. Now, what this rate of change means in context to this problem is that the graduating class increases by 7 students every 5 years. That's what that is that rate is giving us. All right, number 7, find the slope and y-intercept of each line. All right, number 7, they're giving us this question in slope-intercept form. And again, if you forget, slope-intercept form is our y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope, b is our y-intercept. We don't even have to do any solving here on number 7. They've already got it in slope-intercept form. So what is my slope here on number 7? Negative 9 over 2. And what is my y-intercept? Negative 5. That's just showing you understand the equation and the information that you're getting from that. Now, question number 9, this is like our warm-up yesterday where I'm giving you the slope. I'm giving you most of the 2 points. We're looking for the y-coordinate. So I'm going to pause and give you a chance to solve number 9 if you haven't. If you've already solved number 9, you can continue working on some of the other odds. But again, make sure in class we are only working on the odds. All right, so again, in number 9, they've already told us what our slope is. They said our slope is negative 7/4. We're missing one of our y-coordinates. So again, the first point is my x1, y1. Shh. The second point, my x2, y2. So my slope of negative 7/4 equals 1 minus y divided by 7 minus 3. We can simplify that denominator of the second ratio, so negative 7/4 equals 1 minus y over 4. Now we can cross multiply. Now I'm going to keep that negative with the 7, so I'm going to say negative 7 times 4 equals 4 times 1 minus y. And we need to distribute that 4. So negative 28 equals 4 minus 4y. Then we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. So negative 32 equals negative 4y. Divide by negative 4. And you get 8 equals y. So again, it's solving. We know what the slope is, but we're using that slope formula to work backwards and find what was the missing coordinate that gave us that slope. All right, moving on to the next page. In 11, they want you to identify the slope and y-intercept and sketch the graph of the line. And in 13, something similar, but 13 is not in slope-intercept form yet, so you have to solve the equation to be in slope-intercept form, or y equals mx plus b. I'm going to pause while you make sure you've completed 11 and 13. All right, so number 11, they're asking us to graph this, but again, if I go back and bring down, they asked us to identify the slope and the y-intercept, which are the 2 pieces of information that we need to graph. So if I have y equals 2x plus 3, what is the slope of this line? Negative 2, or if you want to write it as a ratio, negative 2 over 1, because our slope does tell us our rise and our run. And what is our y-intercept? 3. So I start at that y-intercept, so I'm going to start at positive 3. My slope says go down 2, 1 to the right, down 2, 1 to the right. And then I'm going to use my straight edge. And make sure I draw my line all the way through my graph. And again, there's my slope and y-intercept that they asked for. Now, the only difference between 11 and 13 is 11 was already in slope-intercept form. 13 is not. So 13, I need to first solve that equation so that it's in y equals mx plus b form. Then I'll know what my slope is, and I'll know what my y-intercept is so I can graph it. But first, I'm going to take that equation, x minus y equals -5. I'm rewriting it where I have room to work with it. I need y equals mx plus b, so I need to subtract the x from both sides. So negative y equals negative x minus 5. Then I'm going to divide each term by -1. So I have y equals -1 divided by -1 is positive 1x. -1 divided by 5 is plus 5. So the equation is y equals x plus 5. That's what they're asking me to graph. Now I have to identify my slope and my y-intercept. What is the slope of that equation? What number is in front of the x? 1. Again, you could write it as 1 or 1 over 1. What is my y-intercept? 5. So again, now that I have that information, start at 5 on my y-axis, go up 1 over 1. Since I can't go up and over again, I can go back to my y-intercept and go down and to the left. It keeps that same line. And then again, use my straight edge to connect them. Making sure my line is going all the way through. And I have arrows at both ends of my line. Now, 15 and 17, you're just solving those to be in y equals mx plus b. Okay, they're in standard form right now, and we want them in slope-intercept form. So I am going to pause while you make sure and solve 15 and 17 so that you have y equals mx plus b. All right, again, for 15 and 17, they're giving you the equations in standard form, but they want them in slope-intercept form, which again is our y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to start number 15 by subtracting 2x from both sides. So I have 7y equals -2x plus 14. Again, we write the x right after the equal sign because of y equals mx plus b. Then I'm going to go in and divide each term by 7. And end up with y equals -2/7 x plus 2. We're just rewriting it so it's in slope-intercept form. Number 17, x minus 6y equals 30. Start by subtracting x from both sides. -6y equals -x plus 30. Divide each term by -6. Y equals 1/6 x minus 5. Now both of those equations are in slope-intercept form. All right, on the next page, 19, 21, 23, and 25 are all about writing the equation of the line just from different perspectives. 19, they're giving you a graph and asking for the equation. 21, they're giving you the slope and y-intercept and asking for the equation. 23, they're giving you a point and the slope and asking for equation. And then in 25, they're giving you the 2 points. So it's just a progression of the different ways that we can write an equation. Again, we're looking for y equals mx plus b. So on that graph, you need to determine what is the slope and what is the y-intercept. Those are the two pieces of information I need each time to write my equation in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to pause for a moment while you have a chance to work on 19, 21, 23, and 25. All right, so on number 19, we need to find the slope and the y-intercept on the graph. And this is where we can really just look at what is our rise and what is our run. So we rise 2, we run 3. So our slope is 2 over 3. Remember, you always need to do your up, down first, and then your to the right. And then the other piece of information I need is where does it cross the y-axis? What is that point right there? Yeah, it's 0, -3, which means my b value here is -3. So then I just need to take those two pieces of information. The equation would be y equals 2/3 x minus 3. Now, on number 21, there's not even any math to do. They gave me my slope, which is my m. They gave me my y-intercept, which is my b. So this just becomes y equals -3x plus 2. I'm just taking the two pieces of information and writing the equation of that line. Now, 23 does... These obviously do step up in difficulty here. 21 actually probably could have gone before 19. That was the easiest of them. 23, they give me the slope, but they don't give me the y-intercept. So remember, they give me an ordered pair, which represent x and y. And then they give me 3/2, which represents m. But I don't know what my y-intercept is. So this is where I'm going to use these three pieces of information. So -2 equals my slope of 3/2 times my x of 2 over 1 plus b. I write the 2 as a ratio to multiply with my slope, which is a ratio. So -2 equals 6 over 2 plus b. -2 equals 3 plus b. Subtract 3 from both sides, and we get -5 equals b. So now I have a slope of 3/2. I have a y-intercept of -5. So y equals 3/2 x minus 5. Now, 25 is going to step it up one more layer because they don't even give me the slope in number 25. So now I have to find the slope and the y-intercept. So I have my x1, y1, x2, y2. So the slope equals 1 minus a -5 divided by -5 minus 0. I have that double negative situation in the numerator. So now I have 1 plus 5, which is 6, Negative 5 minus 0 is negative 5. So my slope is negative 6 over 5. But I still don't have my y-intercept. Now I have to go back and do what I just did in problem 23. And I'm going to use the ordered pair 0, negative 5 as my x and my y. So negative 5 equals negative 6 over 5 times 0 plus b. Negative 5 equals 0 plus b. So negative 5 equals b. So now I have my slope. I have my y-intercept. Y equals negative 6 over 5x minus 5. That would be the equation of the line that goes through that pair of points. But again, it comes down to two things: our slope formula and the slope-intercept form of a line. That's why I say if you are having trouble remembering those, I would write those on my index card. And then 27 says complete the table given the equation of a line. This is just substitution. I'm saying here's your equation, y equals 3/4 x minus 4. Tell me what y equals for each of these x values. So first we're going to substitute in negative 4. So y equals 3 over 4 times negative 4 over 1 minus 4. So negative 12 over 4 minus 4. Negative 3 minus 4 is negative 7. So when x is negative 4, y is negative 7. They want me to substitute in 0. Y equals 3 over 4 times 0 minus 4 is 0 minus 4 is negative 4. And then they want me to substitute in positive 4. So y equals 3 over 4 times 4 over 1 minus 4. 12 over 4 minus 4. 3 minus 4 equals negative 1. So if they're giving me a table and they're giving me the x values and they're giving me an equation, I just have to substitute in to find out what would be the matching y value that would go with that equation. They are just substitution problems.